All right, welcome back to Sunrise. So Reggae Month kicks off tomorrow, but before we enter the month of February, we ought to take some time to reflect on where it all began. So now joining us is veteran reggae musician and rhythm guitarist, Steve Golding, to discuss the history, importance, and preservation of Reggae Month. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being
here.
the
first thing I'm going to say to you is, do you warm up your fingers before you pick up that guitar every morning with your cup of warm drink?
I don't drink warm drink.
Just kidding.
There's an exercise that I've devised, actually.
Yes.
I don't think I invented it. There's a piece of bamboo about, I don't know what length that is, and I twirl it between my fingers. Even when I'm walking, I do that.
Warm up the hands.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
We definitely want to talk about the history of Reggae Month, how it came to be, why it is important, but let's just start with that.
Why it came to be, I'm not quite sure, even though I was there at the beginning. But we felt that we really should celebrate our music, you know, in a very special way. Jerry can give you more information on that. But the whole idea of just recognizing a time when we respect and celebrate ourselves is, I think, a part of the motivation, you know. And so it is important because sometimes we make too light of this great thing of ours, you know. So I think it is important and it should be perpetuated, you know.
There's often this opinion or view that our reggae music or reggae acts or, you know, all of the things that are involved and surrounding reggae are far more appreciated outside of our home space than in our home space, in terms of, you know, how it's received, how it's celebrated, the types of crowds that gather up to consume the music. What are we doing here at home so that people understand really what this thing is and the gift that it is, and it's the gift that the world continues to want to receive?
Not enough.
Yeah.
You know, the whole matter of how, but there are exceptions, you know. Unfortunately, there are exceptions, you know, instead of being the norm. Rebel Salute, you know, Vibes at Stadium the other day, you know. People come to Jamaica expecting
Reggae
to
music.
see these things
Live
happening.
music every day.
Yeah,
Yes.
every day, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a time long before you children were born, you know, when we were on the bandstand, and every weekend, every single weekend, not just in Kingston, but right across the country, especially Kingston and Montego Bay, there was a live band performing.
Yeah.
You know, we did everything in those days. But the fact is that not enough of that now. Sadly, a lot of our great young musicians have to work other jobs, you know.
To sustain
I'm
themselves,
thinking about a particular bass player who is now a real estate agent in the United States.
Yeah.
You know, genius bass player, but, you know, unfortunately, just a proper venue and proper scheduling, calendaring, you know, can take care of that. You know, people come to Jamaica expecting reggae, and we have brilliant musicians, you know, so why not formalize something?
Yeah.
You know, Vegas, I can't remember the name of the city they say Andy Williams built, but year-round, you know, there's entertainment, you know, why the whole country could be mobilized. There are cities that have larger populations than the whole of Jamaica, so why not mobilize ourselves, you know, to be that place that people want to come to.
Yeah.
I have a friend visiting right now from Brazil, and she couldn't wait to get to Jamaica. She's into reggae. She's learning to play reggae bass, everything. I mean, forget Brazil and reggae. I mean, it's theirs, you know. So.
I always say that something we should be having is a reggae residency. I mean, it's fine that people all over the world want to listen to it, but they want to listen to it here.
Believe it.
It would
Believe
be
it.
way
Believe
more
it.
special. I think we were talking earlier about playing music for our children and passing on songs we love to them. Whose responsibility is it to pass that on to our children, to keep it alive? Is it, I mean, we play a role in that too, to sharing it, to share our own stories, to say, hey, this is where this is coming from, and this is the story behind this. Are we doing enough in that way too?
The the responsibility must be collective.
Yeah.
It can't be a government thing
Right.
Yeah.
or just Tami and her children or Yenny and her children or me and my grandchildren. You know, it has to be everyone, you know, but there has to be a mindset that it is worth it. You know, just driving here, funny enough, I was listening to some ska on the radio. And a lot of times we don't realize that, we talk about, you know, the combination of Europe and the Caribbean and Europe and Africa and the influence of the boogie-woogie and thing in the United States. But a lot of our early ska music was Jamaican folk songs put to ska.
Transition.
You know, so even that could be a learning tool. I don't think the teachers frown on it as much these days. But sadly, it is not formalized in the schools either.
Right, of course. Yeah. Let's talk also a bit about International Reggae Day, because that is different completely from Reggae Month.
Right.
And not even in the same month. Walk me through that.
I don't know the reason for it. I don't know why February was chosen for Reggae Month. The point you make about Black History Month could have something to do with it. But the idea of International Reggae Day was spawned, I believe, I mean, hopefully somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was spawned long before Reggae Month, you know, became institutionalized.
Great. I think it's incredible that as a country, we created a genre of music that is globally recognized, and I don't think people really understand the weight of that.
Believe it.
It's amazing to me. I think about it all the time. We are a Grammy category. Like, just look at that, you know? So I think it's something that deserves a lot of recognition still, and I love the way that you still are waving the flag for it. You've played on so many incredible songs and albums, been a part of that. You teach as well. Like I've seen you, you know, on YouTube doing your thing. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of views on your videos. So it's amazing that you're still doing that.
I don't know that it is amazing, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm still able to. And yes, I've been blessed. You know, I've been blessed. One particular tour, you know, that I'm particularly proud of is the Uprising Tour in 1980. You know, I was working with the I3. They were opening for Bob, you know. And today, that was in 1980, today, some of those attendance records still stand.
But that's my point. You are a part of the story that is Jamaica, which is reggae music.
It is a privilege, you know, but just so you know, there are several of us still around.
Of course, No,
when we're coming into your segment, the song that came in, you smiled a little and you said, oh, funny, I played on that. Let me just ask you, if you could name a few songs that you're just like, oh, I really enjoyed playing on that. Oh, you hear that progression? That's me. Tell me some.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because I don't play the bass. Let me be very clear on that. But that particular song, Johnny B. Good, right? That bass line is my bass line.
Hey!
You know, but I think it was Gibby who was playing the bass on that song.
Okay. Well, you just played it one time and it sounded good and see there. I love that. Thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. Thank you again to Steve for joining us this morning. Steve Golding, don't move a muscle. More Sunrise after the break. Maybe we can get a lesson in the break.